right, welcome. I'm Ryan Barrichello, one of the co-founders at Noterro. We're going to do this a second time. So this actually isn't the original recording. We had a problem with the recording last time, so we're going to just take us through this again. So here we go. So Noterro Go, basically we're going to go over why it matters, what Noterro Go is, how it works. Nick's going to do a demo, and we don't actually have the Q&A on this second version, but yeah, but you can always ask questions in the comments. Today it's just Nick and I. So Nick is one of our co-founders, and I'm the other co-founder of Noterro, and we're going to take you through Noterro Go. So the problem that we've identified is that traditional software just isn't friendly to mobile clinics. You as mobile practitioners know this more than anyone else. And so that's kind of the driver to why we decided to do this. We know that mobile practitioners are overlooked in traditional software. The mobile practitioners are required to use cumbersome workarounds just to operate their clinic. And a lot of times you don't always have a physical clinic that you work out of. And that just causes a lot of problems for mobile practitioners. So at the end of the day, traditional software is effectively just wasting time of mobile practitioners because of the way that you're forced to operate. So our approach is with Noterro Go is that we're hyper-focused on the mobile clinic. So we're going to allow you to manage your service areas, and we'll dig into what that means. But knowing where the appointment takes place is built into what Noterro Go is all about. You'll have an optimized mobile experience that's designed for while you're on the road, and to help with that, AI is going to make things a lot easier for you. And as well, safety features. I guess we weren't really that surprised, but there's a lot of attention and need for safety features, and so we've built that in as well. So just kind of getting into a high level of what Noterro Go is. So to start things off, we know that you don't want to zigzag around town or administer your online booking heavily to make sure that people are booking in the right places. So we've introduced a concept called service areas, and basically that is that you'll be able to draw on a map the areas that you're going to be supporting your mobile services, and what that's going to allow is geo booking. So your patients are going to be able to book online, and if they fall within those areas, then they'll be able to book appointments. As well, geo clustering. So this is a concept of once the first patient books, much like traditional cluster booking, this is geo cluster booking. So you can set it so that if a person books an appointment, that the next appointment must be within a predefined maximum distance, so that you're not zigzagging all over. You're kind of staying, you're moving along town all in the same general area. So another concept that we've identified as well is that there's mobile and hybrid clinics. Hybrid clinics being ones where you do some treatments in a clinic and some treatments mobile on the same day. So with that, we have a concept called patient locations, and patient locations are all the locations that a patient might receive services. So that could be at their home, that could be at somebody else's home, that could be at a hotel, depending on how you operate. Hybrid clinics would be, you work out of a physical clinic, and then part of the day you work out of a mobile location, and the ability to coordinate your travel between those types of locations. We know that there's a lot of preparation that goes into your day right at the beginning as a mobile practitioner. So that's why we're introducing a concept called prep lists. This is where each of the locations that you perform mobile treatments at, like at the patient location, you can have a checklist for that location. So for example, if they have pets and you have allergies, to make sure that you're prepared for that. As well, the prep lists are something that can be summarized for the entire day, so you know everything you need for the sum of all the appointments for that day. As well, just having an idea of what your route's going to be, so where you're going to be at certain times of the day, and how you might get there, and how much traveling you might be doing. And then form summaries. So form summaries is something new that is coming with Noterro Go, which is the use of AI to interpret your forms. So what that means is when you're in the car, as you're about to go to your next appointment, much like pressing play on your Spotify or wherever you listen to music, you'll press play on Noterro Go, and it will use AI to interpret the intake form of the patient and then play it back to you over your car's speakers in natural language. As well, so communication and navigation. So we've built in quick touch messaging so that while you're on the road, if you need to send some pre-made messages to the patient without having to dig up their phone number or anything like that, you can send things like, I'm on my way, I'm here, I'm running late, and a few others. So safety alerts. So as I mentioned earlier, safety is super important. So one of the first things that we're doing with addressing safety is the concept of safety contacts. So as a practitioner, you'll be able to define your safety contact, and if you don't check out of your appointment in time, they'll get either an email, phone call, or text message, or all three, and act accordingly from that. Lastly on this is Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. So Noterro Go works with Android Auto and CarPlay in terms of navigation. So if you're syncing your calendar to your phone from Noterro, it will know where you're planning on going, and you can just use Apple CarPlay or Android Auto to navigate you there. So AI Scribe, it's been super popular, and there's been a lot of excitement around using Noterro Scribe just in Noterro today and on desktop and mobile devices. And we've built Noterro Scribe directly into Noterro Go. And so after you've left the appointment, you can just hit record, describe what the treatment was, and then when you get home or get back to the office, you can just review your scribed notes and then either approve them or adjust them first. So Go mode. So this is kind of the central place where, as a practitioner while you're on the road, this is the dedicated interface that we've built specifically for being on the road. So you're not fumbling around with like little calendars and zooming in and out and things like that. It has everything that you need. So you can swipe through the appointments that you have for the day. You can see where you're going. You can quickly access tools like messaging, calling, scribing, prep lists, and voice forms. So the interface is simplified, big buttons, easy to navigate, much like you'd experience on other types of driving or mobile type applications. All right, so that's that. So I'm going to hand it off to Nick, and he's going to do a product demo of Noterro Go.
Okay, thanks, Ryan. So what we're looking at is the calendar view, and I'm going to just click on the settings. And in the settings, we notice that we have a new section called Go. And so let's expose some of the maps that Ryan was talking about, the service areas in specifically. And so on Go here, you can see we have two service areas set up. We have Hamilton West and Hamilton East. So there's that max distance that Ryan was talking about, and then there's some travel time that you can also add on. So if I look at Hamilton East, so I have enabled geoclustering, and so I've set it to a 3-kilometer radius. And let's take a look at a map and what that actually means. So there's my service area on the map. I'll just zoom in so we can take a better look at this. Okay, and so within my service area here, I'll just play with the zoom here. These orange dots represent the clients or patients that are within the service area, and these orange dots represent clients that are outside of the service area. And so when we're looking at online booking, and if I had, say, this service area set for a Tuesday, they would not be able to book into this service area. And when we're talking about the radius, so I'll show the radius. And so this radius is centered on my service map here. And if I had, see this Rosedale right here, if I had an appointment right here as an example, my next appointment could be booked anywhere within this radius. And so someone outside that radius couldn't book. If you're booking an appointment, you can book anywhere you want. You can book outside even the service area. So you have complete control as you normally would. And so let me just hide that for a second here. And so as you get more and more people on your roster and you're treating more and more people, you may find that there's a clustering of people here, and you can adjust your service area. So you can come in here and adjust your service area, and maybe I don't want to include this part of town, and I'm just going to tighten up that service area. And so I just get this clustering, and maybe I want to drag, this area here, and I want to include all these people in this service area. So complete flexibility. You can adjust this and you can monitor this as you go along, and you'll see people in their mobile locations as you begin treating them. Okay. And so that's the service area that Ryan was talking about. The safety alerts. So Nick Noterro has one set, and so Mary Noterro is going to be alerted 10 minutes after the appointment and recovery time has lapsed, and you're going to be notified by an email, SMS, or text and phone. Okay, so let's take a look at the calendar, and we'll take a look at some of the features on the calendar. So Wednesday the 27th, I do have it populated. And if I go into Agenda View, so Agenda View is really handy for mobile because it shows my route. Then you can see Harry James is the first one on my route today, and it started at 18 James Street South, and it correlates with 18 James Street South. So you can see based on the list here, you can see where you're going to be traveling. Now, when you're in your car, you may find that this is not the most ideal route, and so you'll use the car as a navigation to find ideal route for construction and traffic flow and other problems that come up. And you can get to Noterro Go as well from here. We'll take a look at that from the appointment and that prep list. So this prep list here represents everything you're going to need for the day. So you can see that I'll need a table 3 times. I don't need 3 tables, but I'll need a table for 3 of my appointments, and I'll need sheets for 3 of my appointments, and there's some pet stairs and an elevator within some of these appointments. Okay, so let's close off the agenda view, and we'll just click on one of the appointments here. And as you can see, you can move right into go mode. And I'm just going to shrink my screen down because, again, imagine you're using this on a mobile device on your car, and it's mounted somewhere in your car, and you want to go into what's called go mode. And so you can scroll in between. And from the safety contact perspective, we have this check-in feature. So once you're there, once you're set up, you're beginning your appointment, you would just check in. And what happens is it's a clock or it's a countdown. So this is a 60-minute appointment. I have some recovery time in there, and it's just going to count down. So that's how you deal with this. This is the map showing the location. And the individual prep list that I was talking about, you can just click on prep list. And in this case, it's a house. I'm looking for street parking, tables needed, and sheets, and so on and so forth. So it'll give you, a quick summary of what's needed on this appointment. As you're traveling to this appointment, imagine this is someone new. So Aaron maybe is new, filled out a form, and I didn't have time to review the form. You have this form summarization. So if I'll click on this, you'll hear a bit of the audio.
The patient reports persistent burning pain in the left neck, mid-back, and radiating to the left leg, a dull ache in the left upper back, and limited
So you can stop it or you can play it
shoulder
again.
mobility due to tendon.
And so it's nice about it is that, again, it just gives you that summary, and it's not like you're trying to review a form on the fly. Just as you're driving, you can listen to what Aaron or how Aaron filled out the intake form. Again, if you're running late, Ryan was talking about the quick messaging, and so I can just click on quick messaging, and we have some built-in message, and you just click this, and then it'll open up in your whatever you're using for messaging, and then you can send them a message without having to type all this, and as well as call. Now the appointment has been finished, you check them out, and you want to do your notes. So you're driving to the next appointment, you can pull this up and you can scribe. And so Noterro Scribe allows you to capture. So if I clicked on this button as an example, it'll allow you to capture, what you did in the treatment. And it takes about a minute or two to describe what you're talking about. And at the end of the day, what you'll do is on the dashboard, there'll be a list of all your scribes, and then you can push all that content very quickly into notes. So again, using your time wisely and efficiently is what we're looking at here. And you can scroll through this, and I'll just scroll through because I do have a safety alert that has been sent. And so the messaging will change over in this case here. Again, as an example, the safety alert was sent for this appointment. Okay, so I'll just move out of go mode, and I'll just close this. And I'll just go to Mike, actually. We'll just go to Mike's profile here. And I just want to show you one more thing, and it's the Go locations. And so when you're adding a location for mobile therapy, you can see that this was a house, the location, and what service area it falls in. And you can add as many service areas as you want. So maybe Mike wants to be treated at his partner's house, or maybe there's an alternate location that they want. They can put as many service area locations as they want. So that's Go, and that's what we've built to date, and we're going to continue to add on the features. And we talked about early access, and so if you're interested in early access, we will be sending out an email to make sure that you get on that list. So I'll pass it back over to Ryan now. Ryan right now to close off the presentation.
That's great. Thanks, Nick, for that demo. So moving on, pricing for Noterro Go. Basically, it's going to be included in the Plus plan. So whether you're on Plus plan or Max, you'll have access to Noterro Go, and you just need to enable it. And that is it. So because this isn't the live demo, or this is not the live webinar, of course, we don't have any live questions. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments, and we'll be happy to answer them. Thank you very much.